Warning, this video contains graphic content not meant for young viewers. Viewers' discretion is advised. You have been warned. I screamed and shouted at the top of my goddamn lungs. I got all my frustration, confusion, and pure terror out of my system by shouting the house down. I screamed until my throat was sore and my voice was hoarse. When I finally decided I had vented all that was to be vented, I became quiet once more and decided that, with nothing else to do, I should just go back to sleep. There was no real way of telling how much time had passed here anyway. The lighting never changed much, and the screaming never, ever stopped. I thought I had been here for a few hours, but in actual fact, I could have been here for a few days, or maybe even a week. It was hard to sleep with the incomplete yelling all the time, but not impossible. So I closed my eyes, and I drifted into another uneasy sleep. I dreamt again, this time of the mutated, pulsating aberration that had disemboweled that poor young girl. It was just standing there a few feet away, snarling. Great globs of drool and blood hung from the sides of its wide, grinning mouth. And that steady, dripping sound filled my head, reverberating all around me, never ceasing. It dragged itself slowly towards me, making long, scraping sounds. As it moved, it made my teeth chatter and grind. I wanted to run, but I found myself rooted to the spot, and I understood why. It wasn't out of fear. Like when someone gets so frightened that they physically cannot move. Nothing like that. It was that even in my dreams, even in my fucking subconscious, I was still strapped to the wall. It moved towards me, making those horrific scraping noises until it was face to face with me. I felt its dank breath on my face, and it sprayed some of its bodily spit all over me as it breathed. It reached out to me with those long, disfigured appendages. After my senses turned themselves back into the real world, what was left of it anyway, I felt a wave of powerful confusion wash over me. The lights illuminating the chamber had once again gone out, and I was plunged into pitch blackness. There was no noise in the slightest. I held my breath. The demonic shadow creature was returning. It was almost exactly like last time, except the lights had already been extinguished. Perhaps this one was different. One of the Shadow Man's many esteemed colleagues, perhaps. I waited in suspense. My mouth was dry. I could taste the air around me, and it was most foul. I wondered who was receiving the monster's treatment this time. Poor bastard, whoever they were. Then it happened. The faint, ominous glow appeared in the middle of the room. The glow began to throb and swirl as great strings of colors danced in front of my eyes in great ring. Black and white, blue and green, yellow and violet. They all contorted into one another, forming shades that I didn't even know existed. It was beautiful. I found it hard to believe that such wonderful art could originate from such an evil being. Not long now. The ball of glowing light majestically began to grow and pulse faster. Just like last time. Oh shit, why am I sweating? Its presence began to engulf the chamber, and I heard frightened gasps echoing around me. But no screams. Just like last time. Please, go away. Contorted limbs, bent ligaments, and exposed bone began to form from the swirls, making cracking sounds with every twist and jolt, just like last time. I don't want you to live. I don't want you to live. The light emanating off it suddenly gave way to every gruesome detail of this thing's mangled body, just like last time. It existed once more. It straightened up and raised its head towards the ceiling, taking great, sharp inhales while cocking its head back and forth. It was trying to catch the scent of something. After a little more sniffing around, it apparently found what it wanted and stopped. It relaxed and exhaled deeply. And then it turned to face me, exposing its long, sharp teeth. They were still parted in that permanent grin. I understood perfectly. Oh no, oh Christ almighty, no! It took a few lunges towards me, hobbling in that pathetic little dragging way like the previous creature, not all too dissimilar from its cousin. It continued towards me, making scratching sounds with its hooves as it moved. It made my teeth grind and sent shivers through my whole body. It made a growling noise in short bursts. It sounded like it was a form of demented chuckling. Please, just go away. Pick someone else. It chuckled to itself sadistically some more and came closer toward me. I could feel its damn breath on me now. It smelled of rotten flesh. Oh God, for the love of God, someone help me! Then the creature stopped and stared at me with a look of malice in its blood-filled eyes. It opened its mouth and spoke. I didn't even think it was capable of speech. Human speech, that is. It had a voice that sounded like grinding metal. It pulled itself right up to my left ear, and I recoiled in disgust, trying to pull away.
I can't help you now.
It growled. A blob of warm saliva from the thing's mouth landed on my shoulder. What do you mean? I asked, trying to stall for time so that I could postpone my bloody fate. It seemed useless and almost childish now. But this was when that fucking thing was practically touching my nose and salivating all over me. The creature took a single step, or shuffle, backwards, and let out a low-pitched sigh. You should know by now that God hates you. Fuck you. Fuck you! I'm not a bad person! I screamed in its face and spat in its eye. I was trying to make it stop giving that loathsome grill, but it merely grinned wider, wiped the spit out of its eye, and proceeded to ingest it. A flicker of twisted pleasure shined in the creature's dark, cold eyes, and it breathed out with a shudder. This monstrosity seemed to actually enjoy having me spit on it. It was as though my act of hostility seemed to drive the soulless creature to, oh Christ, I don't even want to say it, orgasm. I was revolted. I tried to give a little gag of disgust, but no sound came. It was like a foreign object had gotten stuck in the back of my throat that prevented me from making any sound. It weighed me down. It sucked all the energy from my body. The demonic entity stood for a while, unmoving, and then it jolted towards me again, its blood-spattered face touching mine.
Oh, what fun you will be.
It gave a heaving chuckle. It took one of its great blades that extended from its body and lightly punctured my skin below my ribs. I gasped as a sharp pain bolted through me.
I'm going to take my time.
Ooh, ow. Okay, that was really shocking. But hey, it's not like we know whether or not the protagonist is dead yet, right? Well, possibly. But hey, you know what else? I have other videos for you guys to watch. And if you want to see what happens, you should probably subscribe and get notified whenever, it comes up next week. Or whenever it does. I also have gaming videos on a side channel. This was Explicit Censor, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!